So you were making pierogies when Kennedy got shot?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you just never forget where you are
Yeah,
when you hear news like
I
that.
had my radio on. I was right here in the kitchen. And Grandpa got me that job too. He used to belong to the Republican Club. And so,
We're all Democrats now. At least I am.
yeah. Oh, doggone it. So I think the Democrats lost in town, you know. So anytime, you know, if the Democrats lose, they put their lady friends in to be crossing guards. And you know, vice versa, that's
Right.
what they did. So Grandpa went to the meeting. He says, guess what? He said, I got you a job. You know, like the first of the year they changed. He says, school crossing. He says, right up the corner here. So I says, oh no. He says, but I figured, I knew the lady that worked there, Frida Martin. So I used to go and talk to her all the time. You know, we were good friends. You know, she said, I don't care. She said, I had enough of it. It's nice that, you know, when they change you off, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how I got to be. So I worked for 3 years. And then the Republicans got defeated. So,
So you lost your job?
so yeah. So, like the first of the, you know, January, knock on the door, the cop is there. He says, hand your uniform in. Because we had, you know, the police hat and the like, so I handed it in. I said, I didn't care. You know, you expect it, you know, when that happens. So, then a few days later, knock on the door. Who's there but my neighbor Jimmy next door? You know, Shanahan, the old man. He says, no. He says, you want your job back? He says, we're short on crossing guards. He says, you want so you can go, you know? I says, no, thanks. It's too good to sleep under the covers. I don't have to go freeze. You know how in the winter time, this big snowbank, you gotta, the kids are there and or even in the summer, I used to hate it when it rained. Oh, did I hate that. The kids come out of school, everybody's screaming, it's pouring, cats and dogs, and the traffic both ways, you know, and there I jump out there and I got my hand up in the air, you know, and I turn sideways, and I said, okay, go ahead, everybody scream, you know. They go, oh,
Were there a lot of kids?
Yeah, well, see, I had the Coolidge School had they had kindergarten, first and second grade. There was 3 grades in that school. And then, you know what else? The St. Philip's kids would come over. They would come to get crossed, you know. So Mr. Gaddy used to come over by me. He says, you know, like even in the morning, he says, you know, you're not supposed to cross them kids. They're supposed to walk over to Paley Avenue, and I'm supposed to cross them. You know, he's supposed to cross them there. I said, what am I supposed to do? The kids, I tell them, you know, Mr. Gaddy don't want you to cross it. She said, but I want to go to the, that was the, that their, what the heck was his name? They have that grocery store there. You could buy cupcakes and things like that. They said, I want to go to the store and pick something up for my lunch, you know.
Oh, was it Hoban's?
Yeah, Hoban's. Yeah, so then, so I remember those days. And yeah, so I think they went down the shore. He died quite a while. She was working in some kind of a store. But she's, You made quite some of these. I never made that many. If I would make maybe a dozen at the most.
Yeah.
You know, sauerkraut one. There's a lot of sauerkraut.
Why do you cover them?
Hmm?
You cover them up,
Yeah, so they don't
dry out.
dry out.
Uh-huh. It's the secret. So you used a can of sauerkraut,
Uh-huh.
and that made a bunch.
Oh, that, yeah. Almost 3 dozen. What was it, 31 or something like that I counted? Remember?
So now, how do you make the potato filling?
Well, when you mash your potatoes
How many potatoes?
and save the water, like I say, you know.
Now, how many potatoes do you use?
Oh, all depends how much you want to make. 6 of them or whatever. And like I say, you throw in a chunk of butter and you have your cheese and you mash that all together, you know, the cheese and that.
And what kind of cheese did you use?
I use cheddar. It's kind of, you know, I like with the cheddar cheese. I got used to it.
And do you add any salt or pepper? Or it's just the mixture of potato?
Well, you could put a little, I like to put a little pepper in it. And now let's see. Did I put potato? Well, you could taste your filling and see what, you know. And you just roll up your dough. When you throw it in, you know.
Yeah.
So we said they're babalkis, but the kids, kabalkis, you know.
Kabalki.
I mean, the kids were all little. They were little, like, after, you know, when Grandpa died.
How old was Gramps when he died? How old was he when he died?
67, I
And
think.
when did he die? What was the date?
He, let's see. He died in 78, December the 9th. He had brain tumor, cancer. So, yeah, I got a lot of feeling here.